Telandir Kawanga Semele, did this one. Kawanga Ginet and the Kawanga Matuberi, Bachimatu Bakura. Make Kawanga Chile, true Nancy, or One Chebe, Landred and Chevalatene, Jigden Chima Penchek, and Wondoda. Nearly something dropped to race order, the Oh, Tita loves her, she loves Jenna.
We read this before, but just to repeat, having well proven through authority that there are past and future lives, Dharmakirti relies on the concept of karma and its result, which will be explained below, and proves just that one can attain a high level rebirth, a higher rebirth, in the next and subsequent worldly lives. Then based on that, that you can attain what is that? Certainly good.
Pendako, Kawanga Chitup, Tenewone, less Kawa Sabalatene, Tendru Mikawa, less Sabalatene, Mason Kitchik, Namsha Shagora, which is a Kawanga Chitan Lake, Kumbrege, Namshati Trumne, and the Mundo Hadami, Kawachima, Mundo Hadami, Koba, took you about it, took to Grace or a bit to Grace or yeah.
So then, based on past and future lives, and then having proven that, then one can establish that virtuous karma brings about fortunate rebirths, and non-virtuous karma brings about unfortunate rebirths, and then so then let's see, and then this goes on in this and future lives. I mean, sorry, next and future lives.
Shirsha Nesera, Kawanga Mondola mi Kovan to you about the troops on the Tishi and Nesegora. Oh, and it Tishi Nelu, Tala Papa Lese, Leda Numba Nibu, Kunjun Tembache, Kawachiman Druju, Mondola mi Kovan, the Tunga Tembache. Roa. And it, the Ponji Tameto, we should have done. The Combalaton Tamingus to Tobe, Lamdenche Tembashi to troops to Resegora. The Shirisha and the Tishi Nelu Tela. Papa Ngelik, never leg but Ngelis Gora. Good and Drebut and Chebe region, Ngelik, Tunde and Chebas with Tembashidera. Oh, Tunga Demba Kunju Dembe Culetane, the Carsore. Mundulhamiko to Yaba. Tene Taminusum to Tobalatane, Ngele Tarva to Yaba. Oh, Tembashi, the Namsha Trusuna, and it wanted to Ngelini. To Grace Gora. Tishishan and Tishinelu Tela Pabale, Nele never leba, Judan Drebur Jeba, Regent Sunge, Nele, Jusidu, Lamden del Sigora. Drebus is not golden del Sigora. Never leba, Judan Drebur Jeba, Regent Sunge, Nyamso Langbar Chava, Timoashi to Grace Gora.
Did Hadami did
Hadami Kawan Dupsona, Kawanga Dupsaswa, and they want to Ladami Kovanshe, Titova. Taone and Nichi Karsura Lamden Combalatane, Mele Tarvato Yores, Titubara. It is on the Dembashi Konane, Konjudo Girimba, Titubdua. The region Sumga Nyamsolange or Ranye Range teaching region Sumga Nyamsolanjage, and then Tumu had some shit over there.
The younger did Dembashi La Dene, then it went to Thabkhe Abbey.
When don't let Tupsas on Joshua. ngondo ngelia kewanga chitu ne tele tene lada me ko ban to ba yo tu ba rese ngondo tu ba rese gdo
no de
ti lab sare mo nganye
no
ta de shirja ne se ba
yes
tene ngondo la me ko ba kewanga chi yo sang ngondo la me ko ba to ya yo rese ti tu sa ro
drip sa
ta de shirja ne se go ra ti shirja ne se go ra ti shirja ne ni ti shi ta la pa ba le se Tommy Maribekunelani, Niban Duchi Gilesa, Hada Mita, Miason Sumlaki, the Tupsara, Kunjun Tembatung, Timbeku, Kunjun to Tukua, and it Hada Mila so by Joling University to get them by the Tukara. Oh, that the Yamo de Pangu or the Tame, come the Tame Musum to Tobe, Lam Combalatane, and the Tarba to your race. Tembashi con a Tarba to a but the Tuare, Sarah. Tembashi con a Tarba to a Nyanduke Yamsulangora, Rangegalam Yamsulangora, Tebasim Yamsulangora.
So, based on that, then keeping that as the basis, that means, then he establishes the reality of the Four Noble Truths, and from that he proves the existence of just the cause and result of the definitive good, which are to be meditated upon in common by beings of all three classes. Here, three types maybe. So here then it's, when it says proves the existence of the cause and result of the definitive good, then he's talking about the cause being true paths and the result being true cessations. And those are then the cause and result of a definitive good. And they are meditated on in common. That means by all the three different practitioners, the Shravaka and the Shravaka and the Pratyeka Buddha and the Bodhisattvas. That is
yeah. That ninji tamedo tembashi kone koanjudo tarba toya yobade drupsani sigora. Oh, tinese ninji tamedo pewe sugi genese ane ninji chambo 심지어 탐제를 미베는 닝지 첨부 탐에도 페네야 타르심바 자와 닝지 첨부데 타르심바야 페야 여바데 좀 내서거라 딩실랑도르시바 되게 아니 닝지 탐에도 페와 되게 gembay이나 텔레 gembay이나 서거라 대다 냠도 중앙이나 아니 딩실내로 똑바 타르 똑바라 줄베니 딩실내로 똑바데 타르심바 용규여바 타르심베 군진데 drupiyoresora kunji drupe chimengondo samda kyoga chimengondo lami koba tobe yobada ngele tarba ngele la tarba samda tamje kimba tobe yobade ngebo tupshu girbe drupe drupto gurete leunye ba tengi oresora
So then he proves that after one has adorned those Four Noble Truths with a infinite increase in compassion, here refers to compassion to its utmost, and there is a way in which that compassion is conjoined with a complete realization of the Four Noble Truths. Complete here is also that means it means really final realization of the Four Noble Truths, and so from that he proves the Buddha's omniscience or all-knowingness. Thus, the way of proving by objectively impelled reasoning or inference by the power of the fact, just that it is possible to attain a high rebirth in your future life, liberation into the and liberation and omniscience as the infinite good, and is extensively demonstrated in this chapter. Teresa.
Yeah. Tatanda de karshe dosana. Kyawanga chiti rikbetup to gurese gora. Kyawanga madachima yobati ngotup jirikbetup to gurese. Teletene hada mi koba toya yobatia ngotup jirikbetup to gurese chishe yore. Tichilabda.
What's being said here that former and future lives can be established or proven, I guess is better to say, on based upon shall we say, inference by the power of the fact, and then based upon that, then also we can prove the higher, high rebirth in the future life, which is also proven by the inference of the power of the fact.
And it go dame to be lamden da teletene tangzin sebe go den yobatia ngotup jirikbetup to gurese gora.
And then accordingly, based on that, one can establish or prove that it's possible to attain true paths, and as that means the true paths are the wisdom that cognizes emptiness, and then the true cessations, which are the result of the cognition of emptiness, and then and that can be proven also by inference on the power of the fact.
Yeah. That thing, tembashi, tameto bata, just ninji, tarchimba. So ninji chimbu, kunelandipa, tarchimba yung batia. And tarchinsuna, kunjirba, sanjerba. Tapton shiram, the tarchinsuna, sanjegora. Ninji tameto pel, ninji kunelandi, tameto bashira, tameto pelia. Personally, kunji batia.
And then, based on this, establishing the Four Noble Truths in this way, then again, through inference of the power of the fact, we can establish a Buddha's compassion, which is this limitless increase. Well, it's limitless compassion, which is the final attainment of compassion. The Buddha brings to its final, final form, both compassion and wisdom.
And chiriba tanda kewanga chiwa mari sengetsu kewanga chiwa bati ngotup jirikbe tup tukure sigwara. Sada kewanga chiwa ngotup jirikbe tup tukure, sada mi koban tuya yuba ngotup jirikbe tup tukure sigwara. Tile labdo ako. Sada mi koban tuya yuba ngotup jirikbe tup tukure sigwara. Kewanga chiwa ngotup jirikbe tup tukure sigwara. O tina shene tembashi go Tame bati ngotup jirikbetup tukure sigora. Tame kombala tene tharvatoya yubati ngotup jirikbetup tukure sigora. Tenshi di ngotup jirikbetup tukudwa sigora. Ane sawa nyingji chenpo na tungni tokwa shiram yubati thar chenji bado 타르신 주요 받은 것도 저렇게 툭툭 그래서 탑단시로 타르신 받은 군진에 군진 시요 받은 땜바산지 좀 된데 군진 세메기로 받은 것도 저렇게 툭툭 그래서 그래.
So, if you summarize what's being said, then that we can establish through both through the inference of the power of the fact that the existence of past and future lives, and then based upon that, then we can establish the higher rebirths by the power of, what do you say, inference of the power of the fact. And then based upon this establishing of the higher rebirths, which establishes the first two noble truths, then the last two we can establish. Let's see, the through inference of the power of the fact, we can establish both the wisdom that cognizes emptiness and the cultivation of that, the wisdom that cognizes emptiness as the path, and then the true paths, and the cultivation and the understanding that what do you say, of emptiness, which then sorry, I had it reversed there, but it's the cultivation of the wisdom that cognizes emptiness as the cultivation of the path, and then the true paths, and then the attainment of true cessations through the understanding of emptiness, and then so that establishes, and that is established through inference of the power of the fact. Then in establishing the Four Noble Truths in that way, then one can establish that this limitless compassion of the Buddha, and then what do you say? Final. It's really the final realization, or the final realization of both compassion and wisdom, which is what do you say? Establishing the limitless compassion, which is only achieved by a Buddha, and the final realization of the Four Noble Truths, which is only the province of the province of a Buddha. And so then, based on that, then one is through the power of the fact, one establishes omniscience.
Yeah. 당원도 개발을 지당원도 것도 기르고 주버리되 원도 개발 안에 숨주자순 벨하세로 상바세로 개신세로 근데 여바디고 신도 고규를 원도 기르고 주고 말에 딜롱라 때는 보고 그래서 거라. 원도 개발은 되벨하다 상발라 소반 가시네 신도 고도 기르고 롱라 때는 보고 제바 일하세. 원도 다 지당원도 여바디 원도 기르고 주고 그래. 원도 개발 되베 달라를 주세요 다니지 상바다 개신을 소보তে서 여바데 원도 기르고 주고 말에 대도 신도 고규를 롱라 때는 주고 그래서 거라.
The desire realm, wait. Here, in general, you can establish higher rebirths by the inference of the power of the fact. But here points out that it's not sufficient to understand a kind of special kind of higher rebirth, which would be the so I don't know, it's not quite the way it here in a particular heaven. It says the desire realm gods is a special kind of higher rebirth. The desire realm gods and gods such as Brahma and so forth are very hidden phenomena, so they must be inferred in dependence upon Scripture. So you have to, the inference that depends upon Scripture has to understand those kind of special form of the higher rebirth.
Yeah. Toda trupsi tenzi yanda se ta shindu kokyu inanda ngondo latam tembashi inanda da tembashi buti ngoto kiru petru kure chera. Oh sangbala soba tezu yebate lungla tenesu yichi ki tasingi chora. Yichi ki lung tasu ko bala tene truptu kure se gora. Oh teda trupsi ki ta yanda tu kaba tengrisna liu tangbu kasu kebar tengi yochera. Teda trupsi ki tenzi yanda liu tangbu kebar tene se. Yani ta la tembe cheba tu tangbu ngusum la tengure, tar ngusum la tukure. Ngusum ki namshadi kaba tengrisna, ngusum ki namshadi liu sumbe kasu tengi yore se gora. Te kyabden ki ngusum sema ni liu sumbe tendos.
So then this inference by the power of the, let's say, the power of the fact that establishing higher rebirths and then also the this what we call inference of belief or knowledgeable belief, maybe the one that depends upon Scripture. The perfect reasons proving them then are shown in the first chapter.
Then
the perceptual authority that confirms their existence means what do you say? Valid. How do we usually do it? The valid cognition or perceptual valid cognition, then that confirms their existence is shown in the third chapter.
Oh yeah. Tandi liu niba de ngusum liu na la dugre ngusum nenjo ngusum tengi yosa ngusum gi liu na la dugre ese. Ya tilabda.
Yankyosan did.
Yeah. Liu niba yora.
No, they
liu niba de ngusum tembe liu res. Nenjo ngusum tongbani ngusum du tokbe ngusum tengi yorsa ngusum tembe na la dune dugre ese wara liu niba. Sumba de ngusum tengre niba de ngusum tengre ese wara.
But also the yogic direct perception is discussed in the second chapter. So then we can include the second chapter in this what do you say, demonstration of direct the valid perception of the perceptual valid perception.
No, that is it. Then you bet Geshe la ni sigdwa. Geber sheba de sigdwa. 다디 땅마디 노르템바다 Geshe 니요라 겨와 담부 겨와 도마르 콤바 메시바 닝지 쳔보데 겨와 도마르 콤바 시그마레 겨와가시 요마레스 라우라 티파 카예들은 노르템바다 Geshe 니그나네 단 노르템바든 로다 Geshe 디셰고르다 게벌셰발라 니세 겨와가시 외베 투지다 메베 투지 가고스 니고도 야 Beren Joshua niyago kuis mare.
Niyago kumas. Det tong, det var tongede. Den ganska det gör den nivela. Jag kevachi. Det ngachi det gör vi den dripcheck över den dripchar det var men. Då besöker det. Yeah, we already had the
Dortemba the Gebershe new and the Tamade.
No, Tamate. Dortemba, no.
Dortemba Gebershe. That and then Dortembara. That Gebershe with the Lea Jongachi. You have to Chico and never said to Chicago.
Oh.
Jongachi over that Gebershe girl and that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought it just sort of sounds like it's going over the same thing, so I get confused. And then before we had that it was divided into the brief demonstration, then an extensive explanation. So the extensive explanation here is this is divided into setting forth the proof of the existence of past and future lives and refuting proofs of their non-existence, and then setting forth the existence of the past or future lives is divided into setting forth the reason and then disposing of the objection that proof is faulty.
Oh yeah, that Jongachi Yebe Tuchi the Kuyorda. Jongama Ye, Chima Ye, Sitati Tuchi Kuyorda.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're setting forth the reason here, the proof of both former and future lives.
Oh, Tambu Jongachi Yebe Tuchi Kuyorda. Tata Tangubata. Tela never passed dark and the Kuyorda, Jongachi ever to be tie and the Kuyorda. Till a young Kaji never chew your, till never made this parley and Jagora.
So then,
Tangubata, tell never passed.
So this is when you set it forth the reason. Then there's the you're setting out the reason, and then there's going to be objections, and so you're disposing of the objections.
Yeah. That's not the Kuyorda, Joshua. It was Jongama Yoba to be Takuyora. Tameba Gematagi Unjungu Dangas, Tameba Chirdang me, Naranzu Tabu Sigora, Tameba Chirdang me Sigora. Gematag is Puchu, Gematag but Sigora. Gematag Unjungu dance, Padang Chunguya Yora. There's my dan the Mugura, Junga Tanguba Sigua. Wangbo Tamata, Miki Wangbo, Navambo Neambo Sero, Wangbo Miwala Soba Tangbo Sigora. Sugget Tama Sigua. Miki Wangbo Navambo Neambo Chiambo Lujumbo Tosu. Wangbo Tamata Sigura. Loy Yerba, Loy Kerso Sigora. Puchinju in a co Yamuda Keda. We had some Medamedarichora, Odilo Loy Yerbas, Loy Kerso de Sigora, Loy Cabaret Yerba La Sogata, Church and Sigora, Sushira, Sushi. This one, Church and Geo Yonso Lembanase, Geo Langbeka Sigora, Geo Yonso Lembanas, Rangi Ringdangama La Teba Mebacha Maindese, Rangi Ringdangama. La Teba Meba Mare Turniki would Esigora. Unjungu so in Beaches. Tata Kogura. Chiba Kemataka Unjungu Church and Segura. Rangi Ringdangama, one the song days or Unjungu in Beaches. Taganashi, Miki Ombu, Chiba Kemataka Mewan Church and the Rangi Ringdangama, one the song de Mewan in Beaches. This one. Oh, Chiba Kemataka Lo Church and Segura. Chibakema Tabashi Sora, Ribangamango to Sunday Ribain Beaches. Oh, in the Taco Race. This one.
No, this one.
Oh, yeah.
Titina Kali, they draw the lap go here. And so it begins then as a just born ordinary being's breathing. That means that breath coming in and out of a child who's like us, just ordinary person. Then the clarity of the sense faculties and particular inclinations of mind are not, here the sense faculties, clarity of the sense faculties means all the different sensory faculties of eye, ear, nose, tongue, and body. Then the particular inclinations of the mind, all the different whatever mental processes, are not when that being takes birth independent of their previous their preceding moment of a similar type, because the being that being has breathing, etc. Here, that here, etc. means that the making the syllogism that a just born ordinary person's breathing is because the ukchung the jowa yankya sonante
Chibetema Tabu Unjungu Chesera. Rangi Ringanga Mangundo Sondesora. Rangi Ringangamasana Congelia Ujung Utaya the Umuviati Congelia in the Shiore Segora. Rangi Ringangamangundo Sondes. Ujungu in Besora.
Ukte.
Oh.
Ukte Young.
Ujunga Mup. Ujunga's little bad. Young Muba.
So, okay.
Unjungu in Bes. Chibetama Unjungu the Church. Rangi Ringangamangundo Sondi Unjungu in Besora. Oh.
Yeah, so then, for instance, the first one would then be that a just born, like immediately upon being born, the breathing of a infant immediately upon being born is arises from the preceding moment of a similar type, because it has, the being has breathing, and so then that the same way of applying the syllogism would be for the same that then it because wambo lakari.
Chibetama Ombutama Church, Miwanda China. Chibetama Miwan Church, and the Rangi Ringangamangundo Sondi Miwan in Beacher Center.
Yeah. Then again, it's the clarity of the sense faculties is referring to just upon birth. I guess we'd say that for an infant, the clarity of the sense faculties for an infant just upon birth arises from a preceding moment of a similar type because it's a sense faculty, because they have sense faculties, and then they cheaper what they because low.
Chibetama Ribachuans or Semdera. Chibetama Ribangamangondo Sondi Ribain Beaches.
Then so then it's really about the mind here. So the third one is that the infant immediately, the mind of an infant immediately upon birth arises from a preceding moment of a similar type because it's mind.
Da jinane ribadi shebadi samutane kotegra chiba kemata ba rikba chuches. Ya chiba kemata ba sem chuches na ligre. Sem ngamangon do sonde sem imbe chirse. Pena tade sem shinse. Tanda ngaranzul yube sem shinse. Ngazo sem de ngamachi yene ni chima yungu chigidwa. O timbe chen ligre. Chiba kemata ba rikba chuches rikba ngamangon do sonde rikba imbe chirse. Pena tade sem shinse. Pena rans chiba kemata ba sosol kone yabore. Ngaran ngema ameko bana kemata ba sheba chiora. Rikba tangbu chiora. Rikba de cheje rikba ngama nyelengi rikba ngama ngondo sonde rikba imbe chirsigora. Pena tade rikba she tade soso rikba de rikba ngama che ngama leteni chima kigora. O ti kyo nga chitube rikba.
So it's really about, I think it's not so much the infant, it's really the what do you say, the embryo, I think we'd have to say. So a just born, here just conceived, is probably a better understanding, has here we're talking about has mind. So no, a just born, a just conceived, maybe ordinary being's mind has arises from a preceding moment of a similar type, because the what do you say, the embryo has mind, and then the example is like we have like we experience our mind, that the way we're experiencing mind now is that it comes in a continuum from the former moments up to the present and so forth.
Chidanko lusina nazo sobode tambuki de sobode lude surwa. Dudu trubara. Kado yore yibiyora sobode. Dudu trubare. Semde teletembe semde dudu truba mare. Dudu madunge kado menge yib menge seshin rikba mendrachi ora seshin rikbara. Tindako lude dude pame kudala sobotin ten kigra. Pame kudan devale tenene sobode galikal changura. Semde pame kuda de sem regio mare. Ko luji nyelende pame kudarwa. Semde pame kuda de sem regio chegio mara. Semde ko kado da yimenge regja menge jiora. Ko judele kado menge yimenge regja menge dudu tuba mange chikora. Semde dudu tuba chegene nganzo semde kado yunge yibi yunge lakbe changyu yunge tindere chikora. Oti yomarwa. Oti sonza luye nyelende pame kuda chigre esgora. Semge nyelende pame kuda chigmares. Dudu semge mo jure yomare esgora. Semdele sem jure tele sem ngama chikore esgora. Chiba kemata we sem choche sem ngama ngodo sonde sem imbe esgora. Sem yene ko togre mengenge senshiri bajo koran jude de timba chikore es. Duda togre yunge duda pame kuda shebene semde lakbe changyu yunge kado yunge yimi yunge shiyokora. O tinde yomare esgora. O tije.
When they talk about mind, and well, when we talk about mind in form is what we usually translate it as. You might think of it as matter, but we say form. Form is composed of color and shape, and but mind, on the other hand, it doesn't have any shape or color. So mind is has no form and is just luminous and knowing. So then when we look at the causes of our our body, then we can, the causes have to come from, there has to be a substantial cause, which is a technical term. And so then, and then that cause has to be similar to you know, what it is that defines form. So then it has to have something that has, for the body, that has to, the cause has to also have shape and color. And so then that the, what do you say, the regenerative fluids of the parents, what do you say, semen and ovum of the parents then are the cause of the body. So then that sort of leaves us with, well, how do you explain the mind? When we define the mind as something that's clear and luminous and doesn't have form and doesn't have, you know, shape and color, then you have to have a similar cause. So the similar cause then, the cause has to be similar in type. It is one way of looking at it, but it has to have a substantial cause, something that I don't know, we call it Nierlingekyu. We usually use this word substantial cause. I don't know if it really, you get the concept, but the idea is that that it has to have the same kind of quality, and therefore then it has to have, we have to then turn to this understanding of a preceding moment of a similar type. Of the mind, like in the preceding moment, preceding the first moment of birth, that means.
Oh yeah. Well, condition ko nyelengi kudan leji chiting jus ni ko yora. Well, condition na. Nyelengi kudan leji chiting jus. Nyelensene ko redre jus kora. Ko rengengi jus kora. Medon bchine koma sunji tabgirwa. Sunji tabna sunji nyelerwa.
Nyelen se.
Leji jensa sada chudan trudan ludan to leji chigarwa. Nyelende ko medon juriele roba chingetela. Henchi do roba chingetela henchi chigensa kedwa. So ko ngo kangale nyelere ta henchi chige ko yora. Ngaranzu lude soso ame ko bane kema tabbe lude nyele karasna phame khuda dingama phame khuda le tani chongare sera. Di ya chepshelo soso lu chagora. Di chagora semde kudale tani chagyo mare sera. Kole nyelen chore sera. Nyelen de sem ngama chires. Di pae sem mare mai sem mare se. Kora sem ngama rinde chore sera. Debu di nyelen de kandechina tedan rabo chege. Rim dawa hachi ko nyende ti yokura. Nyelen de Shindo karso am de sabun tamna nyende de am yongura mado turmu da duja de yongu marwa sen nyele de na timban de buchi ke ko yara sen lu de ko da timban lu ngama phame khuda nyele sin yongure sora sheba de suje mare inde su mebe sheba chile de yongure sora sheba de ko ran phame phaye sheba mare mai sheba mare Kuran loga tingel sheba shiro desa. Ti yune tinge ma sheba shindo ne ti kyawangama yore, ti kyawangama re tuwa sigora.
To explain the causes here, then, what I'm translating as substantial cause, then, is like, the substantial causes, and there are, what are we going to call them? Supporting causes that
what?
Supporting, I don't know, what do we usually use for that? I can't remember. Substantial causes and, well, whatever. There's two of those. The supporting causes is what I'm going to use now, because when you have when you have here's the substantial cause is down here. I can't remember what we use for that other cause, but it's just sort of the supporting causes. Okay, then supporting causes are for instance, like the substantial cause. If you plant something in the ground, a seed, then in a sprout comes up. The substantial cause of that sprout is the seed, and then the water and moisture and warmth of the soil and so forth. I say the fertility of the soil, the moisture, and whatever the warmth of the sun. These kinds of supporting causes are needed for it also to grow, right? So the idea is that the same thing is true of every what we call caused phenomena. Okay, as one way of thinking of Ngubo. Jeffrey simply calls them things, everything, everything. Whether it's mental or physical or everything needs to have these causes, and so then when the cause is so if we have the substantial cause then is talking. You're not going to get some clarity in knowingness or luminosity and knowingness from something that's physical. These qualities of the mind are not going to come from something that's physical. That they have to come from something that's similar. So at the moment of conception, maybe we have to say, then that at that time, then you have the ovum and semen coming together to form the body, because they have the body has shape and color, and so do the ovum and semen. But but when you then look at what's the cause of the mind, then you have to there has to be a substantial cause that's similar to the similar to the result. That substantial cause means like that. So the only thing that serves as a substantial cause would be the former moment of that mind, and then the former moment of that mind at the instant of conception then would have to exist in a former life. So this is the way you establish former life. That the substantial, what do you say, the cause of the, you might think, well, is it the parent's mind? No, it's not the parent's mind that coming together somehow to form the infant's mind. It's the former moment of the, what do you say, the preceding moment of a similar type. And the similar type here is referring to like a, the substantial cause.
Oh yeah. Tadegmento.
No, tadegmento.
Unjunguso imbechi chera. Loye yerba so rangi kombale kewara cheso drodo ngebe tubla sigdwa. Loye yerba so sigdwa bide.
Loye.
Dibe. Tanda unjunguso chen imbechi seswa. Kewa yonso lemba na rangi ringde ngamala teba meba chema indi unjunguso chen imbechi seswa.
run. Ukchungu is Sokchen Yimbe. Oh, did what?
Unjungu Yimbe, Wombo Yimbe, Sheba Yimbe, so did what?
No. So when it says here that because of, well, we just had that statement, just born ordinary beings, breathing, clarity of the sense faculties and particular inclinations of the mind are not, when that being takes birth, or conception really here, independent of their previous preceding moments of a similar type, because the being has breathing, has sense faculties, and has a mind. Is it okay?
Da loye yerba so rangyu kombale kewar cheson rodo ngebe tubla asikdwa. Loye yerba sna loye kerso. Dan dindes puchunju yora. Puchunju ina kochi kemo kengenda da kashechi tochi mandin ngungenda chi madashora. Kemada ke kochi chi dameda chira ko. 어디 로이 kersusera kashi mangbungungenda kashi shiwara kaga denge sunde yora eni chiko ine kejada ase kejara ngogura ko kumshi jiyosa ta ko chindima suna kejara sigora eni togoto na ame oma koyo na ko ase muji kejado ko nama komba jiyosa ko ti chiyore sigora kumshi mene ko togoto na kaga de degra ko chike jamne chiku samjeti yosa kejara eni ko chi amalesna kawre chechi kujore chacha chigra adi ko lo keso de nama komba jiyosa kumshi jiyosa tigilebge ore sigora dijilabna de so jungu so lo yerba so rangyu kombale kewa cheson todo ngebe tula asigwa
Jesu dodo?
No, lo yerba so asigwa rangi ju kewa ngame kombala tene kewa ngama komba de yosan ko de jungu yore kewa ngama komba de mena dona de yungu mare sigora cheson todo ngeba rese tege ni komba ngondo so adin rukire sigora
then when you have the infant, then they go through. Here the translation is, I don't know if it quite gets it, but it is proven by the ascertainment of positive and negative concomitants. I don't know if that's that mental inclinations, etc., arise from accustomation with their own causes. Here, what's being described anyway is that when a child has various habitual responses to the mother, and smiling or crying for food, and or just staying peacefully, or there's all these different mental inclinations that you can see in a firstborn infant, and then these also you have to think of them as if they hadn't become they're habits, basically. You have to think of them as habits, because if the mind didn't form these habits, then they wouldn't. Then the infant would just sort of sit there, I don't know, without any kind of responsiveness at all, and so then. Or showing any mental inclinations at all, as if we use that word, mental inclinations, then this is establishing again that these these kinds of habits have to have been developed in former lives. Well,
oh yeah, combine chesa. That is unjungundua, puchunju de udangrava. Oh, sans upata suda chigra. Oh, tambo ama yudu de kobana yudu amagu utan satin to yora. Tako ma chesa suna ko udangrava. Ninde su utangra. Utang de ngema ko utang be kumshi de mena ko utang mara to su ko be zo chegura. Ninde chegu san ninde shide utang pada su da che shagora. Tingel ko utang go mara. Ama ko utang du tin de yusara. Da chema de ko che sarda ma de dereje. Se paten ya re ko sam ko be utang echi. O de ko ngama komba yusan utang de che de komba yusan tigi ko kumshiki wangu yungu yoreso, kombe wangu yungu yoreso.
Again, that the small infants also breathes. What do you say? Breathes in and out when they within the mother's womb. Then they're supplied with oxygen. But when they come out, then they have to breathe, and so then they have to. So then this breathing in and out, taking the breath in and out, is also an indication. The knowledge of how to do that is an indication that they have to have had that habit from before, so then they're using that, just following a habit that's been developed previously in previous lives.
That only wangbo tang so do migi wangbo jesa de ko migi chi tong da amju chi ko da na wu triman da kana wamato ro nyo da reja chawa chi da tang ke ja yora su ta ti ro wangbo to so ti jeng do oh, ti inde ko ti oh, te su kanga de jawa ngama ne wangbo miwa ina ko ringda ngama chi yore se gora jawa ngama da tandu da tindu ne ko miwa ji cha ya parsi bai ne miwa che ne chi ko ne ba chi nyam do yong go ringda ngama ta ti mena ko sheba de nyam do miwa da nawa da tindu ke ne ba chi nyam do yong go ringda ngama ko nyele ngama chi yong go oh, ti mena ko ti yong go mare pena nga zo shing de me do de ke bi na ko mi ge chi thong ya da ane am jo ga ta to ya da na gul ti ma kha ya da khal chi sa ya da re ja do jamba su ba ha ko yo mara shing dong da to ke so na nga zo mi da to ke so na to yong go anyam do o chi ja ti ko na ring de ngama chi yo sa ring de ngama chi yo re ti she ba de nyam do ring de ngama chi yo sa ko tin de cha yo re se go ra Shengdong Rebjina Swanji Matam na Kotin de Chaya Yomarwa. Wangbo Tangala Sobate, so Rindramal Teniki or
Then when it's talking about sense faculties, it's again is dependent upon preceding moments of a similar type. The faculties of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touch, all of those are something that depends upon a preceding moment of a similar type that in the intermediate state before birth, that they're in kind of a potential form. Then when you see when the child emerges from the mother, then that child is able to use those what do you say, sense faculties, but it's because of some kind of what do you say, former preceding moment of a similar type, because that's not what happens in like the seed of a tree, when that grows a sprout, the tree doesn't have any of these sense faculties, so it has to come from some kind of preceding moment of a similar type.
Oh yeah. Tatina she quoted Palang baby or Palang. Pasu baby chunju yora. Baby agora. Oh yeah. Palang baby to so called Geshe Chiruda, Chipu chunjuda. Palang baby that to chunju to get some yene. Go. You need to choose. Ame woman used to chunju tungu some cheese, sago some. And then go to round of the Shalam Gesu Yamara. Chindusina Kundisha Ama Omadi Tonk Sanga Jepsi Chigdoa. So called Nama Combaji or Esora. Namatunga, Sayatunga, Kumshiora. Do you the court gets at Unico? Can't such a part of Susan, but you call the Kadu Hegra, and go upset Muptugdoa. Or the Zukanga the combatant shore. Baby to the woman to me to say, Lamgesu Yamara, Chitu to the Yongama Combalit Chitungus and Chichi, and go Omatungiara.
And then when you see it's a calf of a cow, when they're just born, you can see them immediately looking for food to drink the mother's milk. They're immediately doing that. That kind of, nobody's teaching them that they have to do that. They immediately are looking for it, and this, we have to say, comes about through previous habit. I think it's a habit from previous lifetime.
Oh yeah. Take it off.
Take it.
Dying Bachation. That did this once. Loy Yerbas or Rangu Combale, a caber chase and Rodon, Eber, two last ago. Chase and Rodon, Debu de cutie than chase and Rodon Yegra. Debu Tuadi Yona, made chase Jelgira. Tua Yona, made the chase and Del Deora, Yogura, made in Dona, Mena. And Debu to the Yungumara. Jason Rotos or Oh, Taganashi, Cheba Yena, and Mitaba Yugure. Cheba and Mitaba Jason Del Deore. Oh, Mitaba Mena, Donet, Mitaban Donet, Tagba Resona, Cheba Regimare. Mitaban Doctor, Cheban Dogwas, Casanazun Java Sheba. Jebudi Judith and Zeta, Judin Doctor, Jebudin Dogdoa. And that Cheba, the Mitaba and Mochibera. Kan Cheba in Batelia, Cheba in a Mitaba Chess and Dragoda. Mitaba Yingura. Mitaba Man and Tagba Resona, Cheba Yungumara. Satellite Chess and Toton Neba Asagore. Toa the Mele Chess and Toton Nebere. Cheba the Mitaba Chess and Toton Nebere. What in a Shin Desigora? Loy Yerbas or Ranju Combale Chess and Toton Nebere Segora.
Loy. Oh, Loy,
Samlo Kirtanda, Ujunguda, Ombutan, La Soba, Tezuka Segora. Joanamati de Combation, Rindabuchune, did I chase and Rodo Trumne, Tokyo Resegora. Did I Mena Hajantane, Jundeco Mevane, chase and Rodo Trum Menane, Judan Drebu Namsha Mevatag Resegora. Did I get some Mevishers? Yeah, teaching them.
So here, just to go over that translation here, it is proven by the ascertainment of positive and negative concomitants. This is the translation for what we were calling it forward pervasion and counter pervasion. That mental inclinations and so forth, here breathing and sense faculties and so forth, that arise from a customation with their own causes. Here, this, when we were talking about the three modes of correct reason, and we were going over the forward pervasion and forward pervasion and counter pervasion, and the relationship that it shows a relationship like between that there is fire because on the side of the hill there is fire because there's smoke. Okay, then the relationship between smoke and fire, they're the same entity. They have the same nature. That they have some, what do you say? Relationship that we can establish through seeing that if there is, if there's going to be, if there is fire, then wherever there is fire, there's going to be smoke, or you could think of it, whatever is a product is impermanent, and that there's a relationship between the reason and the reason and well, here we're talking about relationship between cause and result, and so then that relationship is understood through both the forward way of looking at it, that the cause of the smoke is fire, right? But also that if there is no fire, there is no smoke. So that's that counter, the counter pervasion, or what is translated here is positive and negative concomitants. That concomitants meaning that they're always together, and there's a positive way and a negative way, and that arises. So it's proven by ascertaining positive and negative concomitants, or that mental inclinations, etc., arise from accustomation with their own causes. No, Drisa.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh, sorry. Then it says, if we do not know positive and negative concomitants, then there follows the extreme consequences is that there is no cause and result, because no authority could ascertain them.
This one.
Then
this Sawadira. Kewa Yonso Lemba Nansudwa. Marazu Tambu, Kewa Lindu Sansura, Mili Kewa Landusan. Teni Kema Tabaki, Ame Kokone Kema Tabashiora, Kokone Kema Tabati, Unjunguda, Wombo Tawada, Loy Kerso, Roa, Loy Yerbata Nese, Rangi Ringamala, Teba Mebachema, Resigua. Tunda Chiba Kema Tabe, Rank Kema Tabe, Unjungu Shushan. Rangi Ringama Mundo Sondi Ujungu Beachra. Chiba Kem Rank Kema Tabe, any Karsur, Wombo Tawa Chushan, Rangi Ringama, Gungama Mundo Son, La Teba Meba Maiti, Wombo Tawa in Beachers. Yulu Chushan, Rangi Ringama, La Teba Meba Maiti, 3 days ago, Teba Meba Maiti, 3 days ago, Rangi Ringama Mundo Sondi, and requiring Beachers. Oh, then the Tahati think to. Yeah, going on to be Tahati think to.
So if we look at the verse 35, breathing, sense faculties, and mind are, when one takes birth, not independent of their preceding moment of a similar type. They do not arise from just the body. I think that we stop with that. So then you have the syllogisms where you're talking about that that breathing at the moment of birth arises from the preceding moment of a similar type because the being, the child, has breathing, or and so forth. That you apply to that sense faculties arise from a preceding moment of a similar type because they are because the being has sense faculties, and then the what being has sense faculties, yeah, and then the minds at the particular inclinations of the mind at the moment of birth then are what do you say, arise from preceding moments of a similar type because the being has, mental inclinations, particular inclinations of the mind. Teresa.
Oh yeah.当然就是的，然后对出现是，基本干嘛的不，让干嘛的不，什么的出现是个啦。中间绿把西来叫没得是，绿的介绍个旁边库扎跟中啊，在可能了点呢，西巴的几个嘛认识个啦。中间绿你把西来叫没得，罗拉说过，人家俺们来给为是，绿的让个旁边中间绿把西来点呢几个认识个啦。什么的。Rangi Jungwe Lumbashi, Pame Karsur Kudalo Soban Jungwe Lumbashi, Kig Mares, Wara. Sem de Karu Tigresana, Sem de Sem Gamalatani Tigres, Wara. Lola Soba, Ringangamale Kebe, Sigura. Karesanako, Lule Kena, Lude Tore, Togu, Regu, Kado, Yuba, Tindeshiora, Tindrabuchi Kure, Wara. The same de Kado Yomari, Yomare, Tore Yomare. O the code and drive, duty code and drive, Namachil Kure, the same Namachil on the road, Segura. Legion Junga, the same Regma, Segura. Such a melon to Shebere Yomare, Segura. A young de children, Joel, Bashile Kawamede, Lola Sober, Ringamale Keve, Segura. No teacher, Lama.
So, just to go on with the translation, then also mental inclinations, etc., do not arise from just the elemental body alone, because they arise from previous, the preceding moments of a similar type. The mind can't arise from something that's not, mind has these qualities of not having shape, not having color, not having, I don't know, what it do, no obstruction, there's no impediment, but the translation is using this kind of, there's nothing that impedes the mind, and like the body is something that, so that it can't arise from something that can't have a cause that has those things. It has to come from a cause that doesn't have those things. And so that therefore you have to, so it can't come from the elemental body alone here, and because they arise from previous preceding moments. So then you have to posit this preceding moment of a similar type that gives rise to. That there has to be a mind that has all these qualities of not, no shape, no color, and no, no, they're not. It's intangible, and also has no impedance, or if that's the right word, but no obstruction, something like that.
Oh, that the Sheba de John Bashila Keva Mare, Sheba Namalatani Kevurechera. Oh, Sheba de John Bashila Taniki Yonasagora. Teda Mena Hajantan and John go Sokja Sutal. Ilu John Bashila Kebe Chusua. Chudabchiona. Chudabchiona, Tinalia, Buchik Kesona. And it did shoot someone, choose John, someone Tamjadi. Sojan Bure Kuresegora. Conjuan Bashilet and Kivini, choose Joan Madogomara. And then the Bushikation did some of the choose Joan Kanga the Bure and Kuresegora. Joan Samlet and Kigdoasegora. Naranjan then Bushikigor, Tikar and Joan Delia, Sheba Namashuza Kumbuchara. There's only Sheba Meza and Bumachara. Tako Sheba Nama Megona, Joan Chipu, good digging Kanga. Joan Soldiers and Jursona, and Joan Shanda did the Chumban Joan Shanda Soldiers and Jurko Resegora. Oh, Tedamena Hajantan and Joan go Soldiers Hotel. Ilu Joan Bashile KBHs.
So, if such is not the case, there follows the extreme consequence that all the elements are living beings, because mind arises from the elements alone. So, if you had the say some kind of an insect that's you know, what do you say, is born in the water. If it's the elements that are giving rise to that. We say that there's a former moment of mind that made possible for that insect to be born, but then if it's just the elements, only the elements, that's why it says the elements alone, then it should be absolutely full of, you know, all the elements there in that pool of water should just have, all of them should be giving rise to insects. And so then you have the so then you have that's why it mentions that all the elements are then living beings, because then mind arises from the elements alone.
Oh yeah, that's our data. Lunin Bashi led me Hajan Tachir Suda. Yiji Sheba de Sem de Lu Joan Bashiletani Kiwamare Segura. Yiji Sem de Joan Bashilekibana, and then Joan Chick Soldiers and Gusona, Joan Shanda de Sama, Soldiers and Gurkuba, Hajan Tagresa, Hajan Tachir.
So the root text reads, they do not arise from just the body alone because of the extreme consequences, that you'd have this extreme consequences that all the elements are living beings, because mind arises from the elements alone.
This one?
No.
Don't you go on the two side Kajerda? Ranzuran Kema, Tagbe Ribachi, Ribangamango Sunday, Riba in Becher, Penata, de Ribashin is chair. Joangama to the time, this one. This one.
Did drip side of them, huh?
Oh, this one under the mumble of the Sati to the Gora.
Teenager.
Ritangama, Ribangamango to Sunday, Riba in Becher. Wombutan Church, Ringangamango to Sunday, Wombutan in Becher. Ujungo Church, Ringangamango to Sunday, Ujungo in Becher, to Bemba. Joangama to Gora. Oh, that in a Riba Kate. Rankema Tagbe Ribachuji, Chiba Kema Tagbe Ribachuji, Ribangamango to Sunday, Riba in Becher, Penata de Ribashin, Tade Rang Ribashin, Ribatira, Takira.
So we have these various proofs of a former lives. Then amongst the ones that breathing, sense faculties, and mind, among those three, the most important is mind. That you know, the mind upon birth comes from a preceding moment of a similar type because we have mind. For instance, our own mind, giving the example of how our own mind operates from the previous moments.
Oh yeah. Da yang kewa chima drupyo warda, kewa chima. Rang ya che kene kengo chikala moge rikpa di chojin, rikpa chima tsam chorde, rikpa chakche ji rikpa inbe che su drupyo warda. Chi ne tameba chike tse yang sikdo, chi su sikdo warda.
Oh, chi ne.
Tameba ngaranzo tabi mi chike tse yang sikdo warda, chikala modeya. Chike tse yang, gyuyi cha kang meba, 강배배 주생 강계장 왕소 링데 치마라 참조와 매바 메디세 오 데께왕아 메릭바디 튜니 센딜리 릭바리 참조라와 깨왕아마 두사라와 깨마타베 릭바디 릭방아마 gond도 송아레시아라와 릭방아마데 센디 릭발리온 센디 릭바디 린딘디 단다바도 용구도와 단다야야야 로제 치갈라메 릭바디 쇼제 릭바치마 참조데 착쟁이 릭바인 배치서라. 도샤다 제베 릭바인 배치서라. 근데 겨왕아메 릭바신 슬랍서라. 근데 센디 릭바신 슬랍서라. 단데 릭바도 코 릭바도 릭바도 두고도. 맞아 개보 치가마라 개니 치가라메 릭바디 쳐지. 릭바치만 참 좋대. 릭바도 튀전 두고래서라. 네. 착쟁이 릭바인 배치래.
차체.
도샤다 제베 릭바인 배치래.
도차.
착바 신샤다 제베 릭바인 배치서라. Pena tade rikpa shingi sinay digre. Kyawa ngama din de yongba tup sarwa. Dine shima tuya de lala yongba ro tup tup yora.
Yes. So now that we've had the previous life, then the next life, the future life, is let's see, is established here, starting with later, the word later. So at the point of death, that means that that we're going through that the mind proceeds in a continuum, in a continuum of similar, of moments of similar type, up to the point of death, and then it's easy to establish that future life, because we've already established the former life based on, what do you say, based on the moment of birth. Okay, so
yeah. Chine tameba chige seya gyu cha kanga mebe gyusen kange jang wangso ringde chima samchurwa meba medi seura chigala moge mewada yi la soba tezo ringde chima samchurwa meba madu samchar ne dugure seura tudi riba chima samchur ne dugure seura te se rangi ringde gyusama ka rangi ringde ngama sem ngama yora tanda sem yodene sem ke dusun dugure seura ringde ngame gyusama ka she nga ringde ngama le chima samchowa nyubadan dembar tonga kain ba telase kewa ngame riba de sende bado riba bado samcho ne yonsar de tupsaro kewa ngama turo sende riba ngama de dorso kewa ngame riba chi yone mai ngele shubare sam te ha ko sara o tina shene sende chigala me riba de riba samcho yage ngama de ne tune drone shi kyukanga sangde yore segora riba chima samcho gore segora ngar chima samcho war nyubadan dembar tonga kain ba tela Geshe hakbu chejang yoba mayin bechir, mite bechir. Kewa nga me rikbadi tuye mayi ngay na nyenzam chabado yungudwa. O tere ya gyu kanga yoba nashi, chigala me rikbadi yang rikba chima pandro ne, gyu kanga sandi yore, rikba chima samchaga rese wara. Kewa chima yore rese wara.
So once we've established that the being of this at the point of birth has a mind that is had to have come from preceding moment of a similar type, and then all the way back to understanding that it had to have been a previous lifetime. Then the mind proceeds in a continuum up to the point of death, or up to the last breath, or however you want to think of that. The last moment of life. The mind is preceded in a succession of moments of similar type, and so then when it reaches that moment, then because we've already established that all the causes that were complete for rebirth, then based on this preceding moment of a similar type, then it's just that also establishes that the mind at that point will continue into the next lifetime.
Yes, sir. Oh, that do not do additional. Don't do not tame barakima tagbe request requang to Sunday require in Geshe. Tikanga to be rebara. That in a ran chigalame tameba chige, you look talk about children, request him at some sort of charging require in Geshe, Kawachima to be rebara.
Yeah. If we read then the translation, it also is unacceptable to assert that later, at the time of the ordinary being's death, their sense faculties do not make a connection with subsequent moments of a similar type because of some reason, such as the lack of some part of the cause, because at that time the homogeneous causes are complete. And in the past, we have seen that previous preceding moments of a similar type has the ability to connect with a subsequent moment of a similar type, and that it is unacceptable that there exists any other additional cause. So then, in summary, then the mind of a just born ordinary being follows on previous, preceding moments of a similar type, because it is a mind. And then the death time mind of that ordinary being connects with a subsequent mind, because it is an attached mind. Attached means, it's a translation of the word attachment here. So it's because that mind has attachment. Disa.
Oh yeah. That didn't saw the children come at all. And some Jorwa, Nunden Tonga, Kandela, Kyoanga Ribadi, said they require some journey, and you knew better than them be two kind but Esora. Some Jorwa, Kyoanga Ribadi, said they my but when you some Jorwa, Lia, Queen Nuba condition at Esora. Knew better than be two tonga kind but Esora. Nunden Tonga Kang. Tell us, Geshe, you say, Kyoanga Ribadilia. Requachima some Chore, Nuba Geshe, you ever give a kind bate, Geshe, you guru, you ever give a kind bate, Tande request Chigalame Ribadile, Kameba Mari Kanga Yore Esigora. Kameba the Yubechina, Kangi China some Jurme, Kangi, Jusen Kangi, Chi, Kebuchige Ribadi, Requachima some Choro made some Chor good Esigora.
So, the root text then says, because of the let's see, later connection, maybe we start there, will not fail through some causal lack, we have seen that earlier preceding moments of a similar type have the ability to connect with later moments of a similar type. Here, connect is this word connection here is referring to the process of what do you say, taking rebirth at the moment of birth. So that because we've seen it at how it operates at the moment of birth, then we can say that that the same thing will operate at the moment of death.
Oh yeah,
So we so we have to make a mark here that we got up to verse 37, and so we'll pick up there later next time.